we are going to have a discussion about a pretty, I think, interesting subject. And as I was telling the folks on the scope, not a lot of people come to the scope when we have these certain subjects. It'll be like sharks on meat, you know, little flush out in the water, and the sharks or blood, and they circle quickly. But tonight we've got a scarcity, so obviously our subject is not that provocative, but still, you too can be set free, because there are people who are into these areas, and some there not of their own choice, others there um, as a result of some kind of trauma, others there uh, because of some kind of abuse or some trigger or something. So a lot of reasons why folks are in each of these many uh, formats that we share here. We're going to have coming in just shortly, 1 minute, we'll have Blog Talk Radio. Our lines are open, 347-637-3758. All right, Father, we thank you for tonight's proceedings. I ask that you be in the midst. Thank you for someone being set free, someone accepting that phrase, you too can be set free, delivered, and brought out if they choose. Well, we just thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to share and to be available for those who are hurting and those who are challenged by whatever it is that is tormenting them and challenging them and taking away their peace, the peace from you. We bless you and thank you. Amen. Well, we'll be about 19 seconds away, and we will be live with Blog Talk Radio. So all of our programs are, here we go, it's counting down, so we'll have Blog Talk Radio. Like we said, we have our phone lines are open, 347-637-3758, and welcome to all of you out there in Blog Talk Radio, in YouTube land, and MIXLR land, and of course our dear friends that are on Blog Talk. Well, we're here tonight, and all of you on the phone lines, you can find phones starting to light up, and in the chat rooms, wherever. Tonight we're going to look at another provocative subject. We've been away since last Friday, and we're back to explore another subject. And this subject, well, we asked the question when we actually got back on the air a few weeks ago, and nobody answered. And so I asked them, I said, "Do you want me to give you the answer?" And folks said no, so we left it at bay. And tonight, if somebody can answer it before I give the answer, we will send you our PDF of our book. We had someone request the survey on yesterday. Amazing. They just saw it on, I'm not sure where they saw it. Oh, I think on our website. And asked for the PDF. And actually asked for the survey first, of course. Filled out the survey. And happened within 24 hours. 48 hours. So we know there are people out there. It's just a matter of finding the people who have the interest and really want to get to know more. We made a new friend. Her name is Melanie Wilson, and we will hopefully bring her on at some point, if she'll come on, who is a incest survivor. We'll be doing another program on incest. I think we got one this week, but another one of these 20-year people with their father, and she got free. Now she says she's the poster child. So she's a young person. She's, I think, 43. So thank God for her. And there are more out there, but we got to keep beating the drum. Got to keep letting folks know what's happening, because there are a lot of kids that are being views. Well, tonight, if you want to get to me before I go, since we see the scope taking our picture, we're so glad. Hope we've got a good smile on for you. Our website is LorenDue.com. LORENDUE.com. And if you want to email us, LorenDue@gmail.com. And we'll definitely respond. All right. We'll say it again, hopefully before the program's over. Someone told us, just get to it, share it, make, do what you got to do and go on. It's something how people are so intrigued, and yet they have this need to control. So let's look at, we went through some things in trying to find out this Bath-sheba and find out about her, see who she is, see who Solomon is, and see what we find in the Word about them. Since, let's see, I don't think anyone said anything in the chat room now. This has been weeks and no one has said anything. So, let's look at this. Here's a point. Let's on chapter 25. Let's look at this Bath-sheba. Sin never occurs in a vacuum. And again, when we are dealing in these arenas of exposing and confronting sexual perversion, some of the things we deal with, I think, are sin. Other things are not a sin, and other things may be a fault, may not be either. It may just be human nature. So I don't want folks thinking that everything we deal with is a sin, because they're not, in my opinion, and what I can see from the Word of God, which is the point from where I come. Despite the argument that no one will get hurt, people always do, and more often than not, the consequences of sin are widespread, hurting the guilty and innocent alike. So we have the story. So I've already given you the answer because no one stepped up. Let's just get to it. I'm not here to mystify the sin and the mysticism. We'll leave that for the folks that are in that part of darkness. The story of David and Bath-sheba's affair sounds more like an episode from a soap opera, and I tell you, soap operas today are so far bizarre. Yeah, at one time, soap operas now, from what I can understand, are too much. But I think they venture on truth more than fantasy. So, but God is faithful to give us the whole picture, which we have in this case. Bath-sheba was not the aggressor, but while we hold leaders accountable for their sin and often discount the other party, it still takes two to tango, right? In no way can Bath-sheba be pronounced for innocent in her affair with David. Okay, Uriah, Bath-sheba's husband, was an officer. You know that Bath-sheba was on the post. She had friends among the illicit men and their wives. She knew where the quarters were, the mess hall, on and on. So, this is funny. Do people normally take showers in the evening rather than in the morning? Who bathes in public view and not in private? Well, we already know the answer because we asked that question at the beginning. Okay. So, if he could see her, could she not see him? Now, and if you study the story of exhibitionism, since we were talking, I'm going to leave it to you to decide if exhibitionism, since it's not in the Bible, is if it's a sin or not. We're not here to talk about that being a sin, okay? Because there's some folks who make everything sin and put everybody in hell. not putting anybody down. That's on the person. Behaving extravagantly in order to attract attention. That's considered an exhibitionist. So, if we get deep into this whole story, we'll read the word in a minute. Was David a voyeur? We haven't talked about that. Was Bath-sheba just an exhibitionist? Why was she on the roof bathing? Well, I'll tell you, as a person who loves sitting by the ocean on a hot day, really do, in the water, and if I could have the privacy, it would be neat to just be out there in who I am. But since there's so many people who are so, this just talking about me, just being just candid, people that are so, I guess they have a challenge with the human body, and they get turned on. Fortunately, I don't. But anyway, folks are out by the water. I just sit in the sun, and now I know that my body's only supposed to take 15 minutes, so would it be worth the trouble to go out, be in the sun 15 minutes, and then get out? Because as you get older, you have to be careful, I'm told, about being in the sun. But you need 15 minutes a day at least. So it just feels good to be out, and especially swimming. I love to swim. And, okay. So she was out there. She was on the roof. She was doing her thing. And David looked out of his window. So, obviously, if you're up there and you know that, particularly back then, the way the houses were made, the way things were, that people saw you. So, it's hey, let's put it this way. I doubt very seriously she was the only exhibitionist going around in that city. Very seriously. I suspect there are a lot more. And understand the thing. And then the voyeur, David being a voyeur, she could have seen him if she looked, possibly, or was David standing behind a curtain? As some voyeurs who may be cowards or may want to be a provocateur, what have you, was he behind a curtain? Was he hiding behind something and just viewing? Question. Let's see what the word says about all that. And again, you're saying, well, why is he talking about it? Just because we want to deal with all these little things that we find in the Word. She was the seventh daughter, okay? And the term that is given to her, well, someone says it's strange that she's out there on that day. Obviously, she may have been out there every day, waiting for the right person. Or maybe her maid or maids had already checked David out, knew that David had a proclivity, interest, okay, in women bathing on top of the roof. Who knows? So maybe her maid or servants, whatever, said, he's home, he's ready. She may have been targeting David. What do you think? I mean, it's open to discussion. Bible is, let's go to 2 Samuel. Let's just see what the Bible says about it. Make it interesting. Or boring, depending on your point of view. 2 Samuel, 11th chapter. And it's amazing that this chapter is 2 chapters from what happened to his daughter. We'll do that again. Okay, and it came to pass after a year was expired, passed up, at the time of the kings go forth to battle. What a thing. But, very important. That David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel. Aha! They're all gone. And they destroyed the children of Ammon. Remember who Ammon is. Remember Lot? And besieged Reboth. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. So, some folks tarry for the Holy Ghost. I don't think he was tarrying for the Holy Ghost. That's my sense of humor. You can give me some hearts for that if you want. Okay, so he tarried at Jerusalem, verse 2. And it came to pass in the evening time, some folks talk in the morning, that David arose from off his bed. So, all these folks said it was in the morning time. Okay? So folks take baths typically, well, um, some folks at night. I like to shower in the morning, personally. I'm going to, shower because I'm going to go out, etc. And then the bath to really just sit and let that drain you and relax you so you sleep well. Anyway, it's evening time. Oh, aha. I knew that would happen. Good old Periscope couldn't take it. So he went out at evening tide, and there it is. That's what happened. And walked upon the roof of the king's house. So he was doing what kings do. Boy, they really hate me, don't they? Let's see if we can get this thing going. Walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Okay, so we have, let's just put the word exhibitionist up here, since Blog Talk, it's exhibitionist. Back, okay, exhibitionist. Oh, there we go. Let's go back. Let's just go ahead and bring it back in. Okay, back, guys. I knew Blog Talk would do it. YouTube, you're so faithful. You folks are out there. Just let's see if anybody's in the chat room while we're having this little delay here. No one there. That's fine. So let's go on with our story, because we're going to run out of time pretty quickly. So he walked upon the roof of his king's house. King had a house, didn't have a castle. Okay. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Well, number one, for those folks that said it was in the morning time, interesting. But evening time, that's what the scripture says. Now we have the New Living Testament that says midday rest. Oh boy. And then we have the Amplified that says one evening arose from his couch. Well, whenever. Point is, he was on his roof, she was on her roof. So we know the king's house where it was. And David sent and inquired after the woman. So, we don't know from the story if he had seen her before. We don't know if this was the first time. We don't know if there have been other women, other folks on other roofs. Remember I told you, other roofs. Who knows? And after the woman, and one said, is not that this Bath-sheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? So, obviously, folks knew each other. Small community. Okay, so that's clear. Folks knew who she was. She wasn't just in town. She wasn't a town prostitute. She wasn't part of the town whore, whatever they call it. She was a prominent person. They knew her mother and father. They knew she was the daughter of, so he was somebody, and the wife of. All right, so we got that clear. And David sent messengers and took her. And David sent messengers and took her. Okay, just like that. And she came in unto him, and he lay with her. I mean, it was, was it passion at first sight? Obviously. So, not only do we have exhibitionism going on, and we have voyeurism going on, but we have the whole thing of what's called, I call it spirit of excitement, because when folks see somebody the first time and they immediately, they don't know who they are, they don't know their background, other than he knew that she was who she was from the name. Her dad was Eliam, and he found out she was somebody's wife. And of course, if you read in Proverbs, when his son, their son, Solomon, writes about when somebody has sex with somebody's wife, what happens. Of course, David had the man killed, so Uriah couldn't do that to him. But God did. And so David sent messengers, took her, she came in to him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. So she had just completed her purification rites, and she'd taken a bath, wasn't on her period. You know, under the law, they weren't supposed to have sex with women that were on their period. And we know that those folks that study sex, there are some people that they crave that. That's all they have sex with. Or that's what they look for, women that are either virgins or women that's on their period. Or they wait till their wives have a period. They really, you know, it's a fetish. We did the program on fetishism last week. We didn't get into that, but just one of the many fetishes. I need to count how many. There's lots of fetishes, okay? Okay, so now the woman conceived. Okay, so we know that they went right away. She was fertile, he was fertile. They both were in heat. And David sent to Joab saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. So all this time, all this plotting going on, I mean, it was like boom, bam, thinking it, boom, bam, let's get this done. And David sent to Joab saying, send me Uriah Hittite. And Joab sent, so you know the story. I could tell you the story. It's fun kind of reading some of the stuff. And David, so when he saw Uriah was coming to him, David demanded of him how Uriah did, how the people did, and how, on and on. Small talk. Because when you're into a plot and a scheme, and again, the platform for all of these kinds of things typically is the same. It's just that the detail, you got to put in the name, the face, and all that. But the details are the same. Okay, typically. There's probably 2 or 3 different schemes and scams, and pretty much they're all the same. So and David said, Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. I mean, Uriah probably figured, well, why is he telling me to go to my house? I know where I live, And he departed, and Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king, trying to entice him. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house. He was what I call a faithful warrior. Not a lot of folks that way, and there are a lot that are. Thank God for those that are. Okay, we're not here to really get into this story other than, again, sin is sin. And remember, I said everything is not a sin. But in this case, we're talking about adultery. So I could have put up there who was the adulterer that was an exhibitionist. That would have given the story away. Folks don't want to see the word adultery. So we didn't put adultery, we put exhibitionism. So if you were one that is into exhibitionism and you use it as a trap, that could be a sin, because that's probably, well, it's deception or whatever it is. It's your scheme and scam. And especially if you're someone married trying to draw somebody in that's not married, or that's you're not married to, got a problem. Now, if she's been doing that for her husband, husbands want to play games, that's cool. That's what she and her husband are up to. But she was up there taking her bath, and you could say, well, she was minding her own business. From the way I read it, it sounds like she was just taking a bath, and he saw. Bottom line, whichever way you want to take it, the key is almost like Adam and Eve. He followed up, find out who she was. He knew it wasn't his wife. He knew it wasn't his sister. It wasn't his mother. somebody's wife, and he followed through with it. And then she followed through when she got there. You know, you're wondering what it was in her mind. You're going over to be with David. He's the king. She could have said no, right? So, we know what Uriah did, and we know what David did to them. It still didn't sleep there, and the story goes on. And so he goes back to battle, and David tells his cousin to put Uriah at the front of the battle. Make sure he's at the front. Okay, and we know what happened. So exhibitionism is one of the main things that can happen. And all I want to say is, if you're using it you're not a husband and wife enjoying yourselves with the kind of things husband and wives can do legally, then you've probably done something that's not right. And if it's turning you on to the point that you're doing it and scheming and scamming, you too can be set free from that. Okay? Whether you're the person that's the exhibitionist or you're the voyeur. So if you're a voyeur and you're not just looking at that, but you find other ones to be a voyeur, be careful. Because if you're not interacting with your wife or husband, then anything else could either be fornication or adultery or some combination. Okay, you know all that. Well, you too can be free. That's what the story was tonight, to just get some people thinking and see something that's not right. If you're led by the Spirit and you feel that you should deal with it. Just don't put yourself in harm's way. That's our point. I think that's all for tonight. I was looking at there's a lot of scriptures in here. Just so you know, this is recorded in 2 Samuel, it's recorded in 1 Kings, it's recorded in Chronicles, and it's recorded in Matthew. So this story is important to somebody, to help somebody not make the same error. And I'll tell you, you read Solomon, the son that finally did make it, didn't die because the first one died, but Solomon made it through all the maze when they finally got married, got it together. He talks about this and says, when you go into somebody else's wife, boy, oh boy, the husband will not take it lightly, and vengeance will be a bear. So if you're one out there messing around and doing that kind of stuff, be careful and get right with God. I'm not going to be looking. I'm not, some pastors here around trying to see what folks up to. Remember, the eyes of the Lord go all over the earth. He sees everything. So leave it to Him. Okay, so you too can be free. Why suffer when others are being healed? Why die? This is the case where the husband find you, wife find you. You might die. Why die before your time? And if you need a miracle, expect a miracle. You do get caught. And understand that pain is not for life. So the pain you might get into could only be for a few seconds, particularly for bullets headed your way. Okay, so much for that. We're back tomorrow night with more. We'll see what the subject is. I think we're talking about abortion tomorrow night. I got a neat article from some people in Washington and about all the 20 million babies that have been aborted in America, black babies. All right, out of some 50, 60 million babies that have been aborted. Alrighty, so much for tonight. Be blessed. We're going to go off. I don't think any hands were raised. We had one guest, but got a few people there. Good to see all of you there. And we'll see you back tomorrow night with more. Come on and join us for abortion. You'll be blessed. Okay, let's get on out of here. Okay, you and YouTube, we're gonna go off from you last. We'll talk to you in just a moment. Let's see here. Get everybody out of here. There we go. All right. Be blessed. Be blessed. Good night, Periscope. Okay, we were having fun getting off of the thing with the folks at Periscope. As you know, you on YouTube, you can't just shut me off like that. They can. YouTube folks can if they don't like what I'm talking about. They can cut me off if they want. But I've got to tell you, exhibitionism is real. And it's just one of the many kinds of things that people can get into and do. But all I say is, listen, be careful. And if you're into it because of something that drove you into it, or something that is driving you, and you know it's really not you and you want to be free, here to talk to you, here to minister to you, here to share in love how you can be free from either being the exhibitionist or being the voyeur. Like I said, if you're husband or wife playing games, that's one thing. But if you are the, what I call the predator, not good. And if you are the bait, that's even worse. Alrighty, so join us tomorrow we're going to talk about abortion. Just know you too can be free. Yes, you can. And you can have the peace that I have, even though I went through all the things. That when God brings you out, and when you are delivered, when you are set free, when you have released the anguish and the pain and the anger and all that, you don't need to still be running around, crying all the time, and anger all the time. No, it's a time of joy, it's a time of peace, time to help others. So I'm here to help you too to be free. Alrighty, night night. Be back tomorrow. You can see the information down in the description bar. Go to our website. If you want the free book, send us your data. Send us an email. We'll get it to you right away. The lady had it just for a few moments. And she answered, responded. Got the book, got the PDF. Everybody's happy. Night night. Dr. Doom signing off.